Hello, Libras, and welcome to your horoscope for the upcoming month, November 2023. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Justina, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. So here today we are going to explore the energies of November, and I'll tell you how they will influence your rising sign, also called the ascendant sign, on a deeper level. This horoscope is most accurate for the rising sign, but you can also watch it for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish, but always prioritize your rising sign in all the forecasts on this channel. Right, so I follow Western astrology, tropical zodiac, and here we go. Now we start the month with Saturn stationing direct in the sign of Pisces at 0 degrees. This is a huge event because Saturn is such an important planet in astrology. It is connected to structure, discipline, order, authority figures, and Saturn is also a career planet. So when Saturn is retrograde, its energies are repressed, and it's quite difficult to reach our goals. It's quite difficult to move forward with specific goals, ideas, especially something brand new. Now, in Saturn stations direct at 0 degrees of Pisces, and bear in mind, this is also the degree that was highlighted when Saturn first entered Pisces. So you might be also dealing with a situation, relationship that has already started or occurred back in March. So that theme could be also the theme of this current life scenario. Might not be the case, but it could be very much because it's the same degree yet again highlighted. Right. So here we've got Saturn stationing direct, and this is your 6th house. So with Saturn starting to move in a forward motion, I think for many Libras, this could be about some changes in the area of your everyday life, everyday routine, work, employment as well. Especially since this will be also roundabout after the Taurus lunar eclipse, or the final eclipse on Taurus and Scorpio axis, which would have highlighted the financial area of life. But for many people with Libra rising or Libra on their ascendant, this would have been about their career as well, their outside world, public status, professional life growth and development as well, since the moon rules your 10th house. So with Saturn moving in a forward motion, this is like a change of direction, perhaps saying this is like that ability here that is emphasized to finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, or perhaps see things through colors. So here it's a fantastic time moving forward here from the 4th of November for implementing necessary changes, for bringing more structure and stability into your work life, work environment, but also into your everyday life, health, well-being. All of that is very much emphasized with Saturn moving forward. Now, with Saturn finally changing direction, if you experienced some issues with your feet, because Pisces rules over our feet in our body, with Saturn retrograde, for many Libras, this could have been a time when you may have had some aches or pains. With Saturn moving in a forward motion, things could suddenly or finally stop hurting, or perhaps it could be about finding some new solutions to fix the issues with your health. It doesn't only have to be with your feet. I said feet because it's Pisces, but it also could be in regards to your health, more clarity, perhaps some diagnosis. Or generally, this is also about having a better clarity of where is it that you stand with a specific goal, career goal, for example, your purpose as well. Now, here on the 8th, we've got Venus moving into Libra, into your 1st house. This is actually fantastic because here Venus feels great in Libra. This is the ruler of Libra, but also with Venus in the 12th house. It's sometimes we feel unappreciated. Sometimes we feel like we are not being seen. even though there are other benefits of this transit, like increased creativity and this massive boost when it comes to your imagination, and a great time for sharing love, kindness, and doing some charity volunteering work. But here with Venus moving to your first house, this is actually a really good time for attracting positive opportunities, good opportunities into your life. You feel good within your body, you feel good within your skin. This is when you might feel like you want to pamper yourself, have a haircut, have your nails done. So this time of the year, when Venus moves into your first house, into your rising sign, this is when you get this massive boost of energy, but in a in a creative sense, but also in the sense that you feel good within your body and within your skin. So there is this boost of confidence that comes into play. At the same time, here on the 10th, we've got Mercury moving into Sagittarius. Mercury in Sagittarius is in its detriment. So not the most comfortable placement for Mercury. However, here, Mercury, that's your third house. So Mercury gets its strength by its position, by the house, because here the third house is the house of Gemini, traditionally associated with Gemini energy. Mercury feels good here. So with Mercury in the third, and here with that Sagittarian energy being highlighted, this is when you will really see that communication, interactions with other social interactions are highly emphasized. And I think that's the theme of November overall, because then on the 22nd, the sun will come here, on the 24th, Mars. So I think there's a lot of focus this month for you when it comes to communication, interactions with people from your community, people from your neighborhood. So there is a lot of movement, communication, social media, learning, studying. It's a really good time for generally getting yourself out there, for writing, for getting involved in some written projects, for designing your website, for being creative. Anything to do with words, communication, writing is highly emphasized, but also working with your hands. So actually, I'm going to share with you here what I did or created a few months ago when I went to a pottery class with my kids. And this is actually also a theme that matches the energies of the third house, working with your hands. So you might also enjoy working with your hands, doing things from clay. And I really recommend it because it's very soothing. And it was a really lovely experience. And I want to create some more pumpkins, actually, because there's this Japanese artist, a lady. And you know what? Now I always forget her name. But you know what? For the sake of this video, I'm going to quickly Google. And she is, Kusama, Yasoi Kusama. I only discovered her this year. That's why I'm still finding it difficult to remember her name. But I went to her exhibition a few months ago in London, and I loved her art. It's very, very colorful. I love colorful pieces of art, like Picasso as well, Salvador Dali, Gaudi, in Barcelona. So so I got really inspired, and I thought, I want to make a pumpkin. So I made a pink one. Next time I want to make an orange, probably, or a green one. But it's something really fun to do. So you might enjoy doing these things throughout the transit of your third house here throughout November, but also with Venus in the first house, you might feel extra creative, and there's this attention to beauty, creativity. So that's on a side note, but also travel is emphasized. But I'll tell you more once we reach the Sun and Mars in a little while. Now, here on the 13th, we've got the new moon in Scorpio. And here with the new moon in Scorpio happening at 20 degrees, and this will be on the 13th. And Scorpio, that's your second house. So yes, some new beginnings coming up for you in your area of income, finances, resources, possessions. A new moon occurs when the sun and the moon join forces together. They meet in the same sign at the same degree. This is the beginning of a new lunar cycle. Now, the interesting thing is that we've just finished the eclipses on Scorpio and Taurus axis. And I think that this new moon is like a fresh, or could be potentially a fresh start post the eclipses on Scorpio and Taurus axis, which started in the late 2021. So here, some new beginnings on the horizon for you in the area of the financial stability and security, perhaps a new idea for a new source of income, a new way to save money. Perhaps you have a new business idea. Perhaps there's a new client. So a new contract, a new client, for example. And it's actually a good time for dealing with this sort of activities, like searching new clients, signing deals. Venus in the first house gives you this lovely aura, and generally you make a good impression on others. Overall, Libra rising individuals, they usually make a very good impression. The first impression, that Libra well-balanced energy brings that calmness. But here with Venus also, there's this charm, beauty, and positive energy as well. So if you're going to be signing a new contract, or perhaps if you're going to have interviews with a potential client, anything to do with some new projects, etc. This is actually a fantastic month for doing so, because you've got lots of movement in the area of communication. So there's this ability to express yourself pretty well and freely, but also Venus gives you this boost of, that beautiful aura. And then you've got this new moon in the area of finances. Now, this could be also about making this major purchase. Perhaps you'll be buying things for your home. This could be also about buying a reptile, a pet, a reptile, or perhaps you'll be buying things for your bathroom, a sink for your kitchen. So this is also the area of resources, possessions, that you could be also buying things for your home, for instance. Since now Saturn is in a direct motion, and perhaps there's a little bit of a movement in the area of your home, if you experience delays, for instance. Right, so yes, on the 22nd, we've got the Sun moving into Sagittarius, and on the 24th, we've got Mars joining the party. So at this point, we will have Mars and the Sun and Mercury in your area of the third house. So you could also see yourself traveling quite a bit. And make sure that you find a lot of time for rest as well, because if you for example, if you wear uncomfortable shoes, or if you don't have enough rest, or perhaps if you overdo it, for example, you might experience pain in your hips or in your thighs. Something to be aware of, because that's what Sagittarius is connected to in the physical body. Now here, that's what I've got for you here about these. But overall, a lot of communication. I think when Mars moves here, this will be also when you'll feel extra confident, and perhaps if someone disagrees with your opinion, you might feel very offensive. You might feel like they are attacking you. So it's also about making sure that you kind of get yourself out harmoniously from any hot-heated debates, if you get involved in any, because with so much going on in the area of the third house of communication, it's very easy to get engaged in some hot-heated debates, and it might be quite dynamic. So it's something also to be aware of. Make sure that you also check your speed. It's very easy to get a fine during Mars in transits in the third house, and even unintentionally, you might be driving faster than you realized. You might forgot to display a ticket on your outside your window, for example. When working with sharp objects, while working with your hands, also proceed with caution, or just be careful. But overall, a great time for studying, for learning, for building your website, marketing campaigns, all sort of things. Perhaps you'll be also getting a driving license for yourself. Right. So the final event is a full moon in Gemini happening on the 27th at 4 degrees. An early degree of a lunation indicates kind of a fresh territory, even though a full moon is always connected to a story that began in the past 18 months ago, most likely, or perhaps 6 months ago. I don't know how this works for you with this 6 months before this new moon. We had a full moon, we had a new moon in Gemini. I know a lot of people say that those 6 months ago, and sometimes I also do that, but I wonder how this works out for you actually. Did something happen? Let me know if you remember if this full moon actually connects to a story that started 6 months ago or 18 months ago, because that will be the gestation cycle, and it will be the same degree activated, especially if you have any placements at around 4 degrees, and you will definitely feel this full moon. If your birthday falls around the 27th of November, then this will be a year of some major closures, endings in your life. And a full moon is when the sun and the moon are in opposition. So usually during a full moon, two areas of life are activated. The area of where the moon is present and where the sun, especially if there's a square going on. So yes, so we've got Saturn. This full moon will square Saturn. And Gemini, that's your ninth house. So for some, this could be about traveling to faraway destinations with that Gemini energy, with a full moon. Perhaps this could be about a new client from abroad, or perhaps you'll be traveling for work or for leisure. Now, the countries connected to Gemini include Armenia, Belgium, Italy, France, not all France, but some regions in France, like Louvain, sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. And this could be Cordoba in Spain, Cesena in Italy. Right, so the names are sometimes the names are quite easy in Spanish or Italian, but now it's, I think, but yes, it could be one of these regions. And yes, a full moon. So yes, something is coming to light here, a culmination, or perhaps you're moving into the next stage, a project, perhaps something that is of an expansive nature. However, with that square to Saturn, there is a little obstacle to overcome, perhaps a little bit more work, or perhaps you need to shift things around. Now, this could be in regards to perhaps anything to do with legal cases, anything to do with your business, if you have your own business, or perhaps a new idea that could expand your business. Now, things might not move as straightforward as you would have hoped. Perhaps you need to implement some adjustments. This could be also about a completion of a major project. Perhaps you start preparing to give a speech at an international event. Perhaps you want to attend an event, a big event that would be connected to self-growth and development. Now, bear in mind that Mercury is also out of bounds this month. I forgot to mention that earlier, but here Mercury is out of bounds from the 15th of November until the middle of December. So during this time, you will be thinking out of the box, having very different ideas connected to your life purpose, to your life mission, to your life principles. Perhaps you'll be redefining them or adjusting, for example. Perhaps you might want to learn a foreign language, something very different and unique. And since Mercury also rules over your 11th house, perhaps you'll be, 12th house, perhaps you'll be starting to meditate. Or perhaps you're thinking about going on a spiritual retreat. So this could be generally a time of some new and refreshing ideas that could connect you much stronger to your purpose, that could make you feel more alive in some way. Perhaps new ideas that could help you, or new ways that could help you to spread your wings, to feel free in some way. All right, we'll explore these energies further closer to the day. In the meantime, have a good month, and until the next time, bye for now.